Hello children, good morning to all of you. So, till yesterday's class, we saw how to arrange the events in a order. We followed sequential order which we did in the smaller number to bigger number. That is the smaller year to bigger year. It is called as ascending order, where it involves the events from the earliest to the latest period. So this is what we did till the previous video. So now in today's class, what we are going to do is we are going to count the years before and after Jesus Christ's birth. That is, so you know the events which occurred before the birth of Christ is mentioned with BC. Yes, right? So what are we going to do is we are going to know what is the countable years between the event from Christ's birth to the event. So we are going to know the number of years passed from the event to Christ's birth or from Christ's birth to the event. So that is what we are going to see in today's class. So here you need to get ready with your content book, page number 12, and you need to have a sharpened pencil. Let's go into the class. So, can you see the example which I have it in my slide? Yes, the same example which we had in the previous class. So, the birth of Jesus Christ, it is in the center where it is called as Christian era. I said it is mentioned with 1 CE. Why is it mentioned as 1 CE? Why are we referring it as 1 CE? Because it is considered as the central point. Okay? So we are referring it as 1 CE. So the event which occurred before the Christ birth. Here, for example, India was formed and king was died. So how will we tell this? King was died before the Christ birth. India was formed before Christian era. So this is what we studied in our previous class. Can you all remember this, children? Yes. So now let us count the years between the event and Christ's birth. Okay. So here I am going to give you an example for easy understanding. So what is there in the slide? So I have given 2 points. So let us consider your mom's birthday is on Jan 1st. What is Jan 1st? That is New Year. You will celebrate New Year, right? Yeah. So your mom was born on Jan 1st, 1990. So that is the year 1990. Then let us assume that you were born on Jan 1st, 2020. That is this year. You were born on Jan 1st, 2020. What is the interval? What is the period? What is the difference between your birth and your mom's birth? How will you tell the difference? By counting the years. Yes, right? You will tell the difference by counting the years. So what is the answer? Yes, it is 30 years. So you counted, no? So from your birth to your mom's birth, you subtracted. What you did? You subtracted your year from your mom's date of birth. Isn't it right? So 2020 minus 1990. You subtracted and you got the answer as 30. So 30 years before you were born, your mom was born. Am I clear to you? Can you get what I am telling? So 30 years before your birth, your mom was born. Okay? Yes. Next we have one more example. So here in history, Lord Buddha died in the year 438 BCE. What is BCE? Before Common Era. So before Common Era can also be said as BC, that is before Christ. Jesus Christ's birth is referred as the central point, which is 1 CE. So how can we say this? So Lord Buddha died 438 years before the Christ birth. Can you understand what I am telling? Just think for 2 seconds. So Jesus Christ was born on 1 CE. Lord Buddha died in the year 438 BCE. So the number of years between Lord Buddha, the year he passed away, and Christ's birth is, so what will be the answer? If somebody is asking when was Lord Buddha died, the answer will be Lord Buddha died 438 years before the Christ birth. Are you all clear, children? Yes. So Akbar became the Mughal emperor. Do you remember this? We studied in the great rulers of the past, where we studied about the king Ashoka, Akbar, Shivaji, Krishnadevaraya. So Akbar's year of Akbar's ruling period is 1556 CE. So that is what is given here. So when did Akbar start ruling the country? So the answer will be Akbar ruled, Akbar became the emperor 1556, after the 1556 years after the Christ birth. Can you understand, children? So Akbar became the emperor 1556 years after the Christ's birth. Is it clear, children? So this event, Lord Buddha, where he died, so this happened before 438 years as Christ born, okay? Before Christ's birth. So Akbar's ruling happened after 156 years, 1556 years after the Christ's birth. Next. So the same I wanted you to recollect you. So in the upper box, we'll be writing the years, and in the lower box, we'll be writing the events where we consider 1 CE as the central point, which is the birth of Jesus Christ. Just have a look over the slide. Now, the next topic which we are going to learn is periods of history. We all know history consists of a vast period, that is a very big period, which we can't study in one single class or we can't have it in one single book. So history is full of history is where we study about the past, and it is very big, so we call it as a vast. Okay, so this period is divided into 3. We are dividing the past into 3. It is ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Spell the words A N C I E N T, ancient. Next, medieval, M E D I E V A L, medieval. Third one is modern, M O D E R N, modern. So history is divided into 3 periods. They are ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Let me show you the pictures to understand it very easily. Let's go into the slides. So this is ancient period. What can you see in this picture? People are living in caves. They are not dressed up properly. They are hunting somewhere. They are hunting and eating the animals in the forest. The land is of barren. The place where they lived is like barren lands. So this is what you can see in the pictures, no? Yes. So the people, the ancient period, the ancient people who doesn't know to wear proper dress or who doesn't have proper language for communication, who ate animals, who lived in the forest, they hunted and ate animals. So these are the qualities, or this is how people lived during ancient period. So you can describe people who lived like this belong to ancient period. Clear? So this is how people were there during the ancient period, like hunting and hunters and gatherers. Okay, they'll hunt and eat the animals. They doesn't know to wear dress properly. They do not have proper communication, transportation, so everything. So this is called as ancient period. The next comes medieval period. What is medieval period? How the people were there during the medieval period? So do you remember the same thing? The great rulers of the past. We learned the lesson, right? So there we learnt about the kings. The kings rule, where the kings ruled the people. People obeyed the kings. They lived very happily during that period. Their forts and palaces were there. Kings, they showed so much of dedication, and they improved the life of the people. They gave so much of welfare to the people. So this is what we studied during Ashoka and Akbar, all of their periods, no? Yes. So the king's rule was entirely during the medieval period. Medieval period means the king's rule. So that is what the medieval period. The next comes the modern period. Modern period is the time where we are living now. We are all dressed up very nicely. We are living in a city where the technology is getting improved in a day by day, and people are running behind improving their knowledge. They wanted to get updated every day. We have very good building, proper construction. We have all facilities. So all robotics and technology is improving. So this is what the modern period is. So the civilized people, the developed people, we know to dress properly, we communicate in so many languages. So this is what the modern period is. So what are the three periods? Ancient period, where the people stayed in forests and they hunted animals and ate. The medieval period, where the people were ruled by the kings, that is called as the medieval period. And the modern period is the current period, the recent times, with all technology developments is there, no? That is called as the modern period. So this is all about the lesson. I wanted you to read the content which is in page number 12 and 13 and complete the book back exercises. You can answer the questions. It is all very easy, which is in page number 14 and 15. It is objective and 1 mark answers. So you can give a try in that, and let us discuss the answers in revision videos. Kindly prepare for your UT and get very good marks, children. Thank you, class.